Have you ever wondered what the day will be like when he no longer runs to the door to welcome you? The day when the food pot will remain full, and will silence occupy the spaces where there used to be life, tail wagging, and that look that understood you without words. It's hard to think about it, I know, but that's precisely why every moment with him matters so much. Every unexpected lick, every side-by-side nap, every time he lays on your foot, it's all a gift. They don't stay forever, but they leave marks that never leave us. When was the last time you thanked you for having your best friend by your side? Write the name of your four-legged companion here in the comments and tell me, what does he do that warms your heart the most? And if this video has already moved you in the first few seconds, right here, I will never forget my dog. Because to love a dog is to live a love that not even time can erase. And today, we'll talk about it. Have you ever thought about the day when he won't run to the door to greet you anymore? The day when the sound of paws on the floor will disappear and the sofa will have too much space. It's a difficult idea to accept, and that's why we tend to push it for later. But the truth is that that day has come, and no matter how hard we try to prepare, the heart will never be ready. That is why every moment next to him must be treated as unique. Because the time we love cannot be kept, it can only be lived. Intensely. The love of a dog is one of the purest gifts that life offers. It is love without filter, without waiting, without conditions. They don't care if you're sad or distracted. They don't walk away when you're tired. They just want to be close. They just want to be a part of your life, every day, at every stage. And when you least expect it, they are already part of who you are. There is a kind of silence that is only understood when a dog leaves. It is silence that stays where there was joy. It is the empty space next to the bed, the corner of the house, that loses its luster. But before that silence arrives, there is something even stronger, the presence that transforms. The daily companionship, the look that understands, the presence that welcomes even on her most difficult days. It is this love that needs to be remembered today, because while he was there, that space had life. It was filled with small gestures that, at first glance, seemed simple, but today, they are immense. The way he waited for you to arrive, as if it were always the most important moment of the day. The way he fit into his moments, without asking, without invading, just staying. The presence of a dog does not make noise, but echoes. And when he leaves, what is left is a longing that breathes inside us. That's why his memory shouldn't be forgotten. It should be celebrated. Every affection exchanged, every silly joke, every time he made you smile, even when everything was difficult. He may no longer be there physically, but he lives in every corner where love has been shared. That kind of love doesn't die. It becomes part of who you are. So today, instead of looking at silence as an end, you can see what you are. Look at it as a tribute, a silence full of meaning, full of memories, which proves how real it was. Don't wait for the last day to realize how important it was. Do not wait for absence to recognize the value of presence. Today, he is there, lying down perhaps, watching you with affection, waiting for a simple gesture, a caress, a long look, a pause in the rush to say thank you. They live less time than us, yes, but maybe it's because their mission is more direct, to teach what it is to love. For real. Do you remember the first day with him? Maybe he was too small a puppy, or a grown dog with eyes that carried stories. But when he came into her life, something changed. He chose you, and somehow, you also felt that this would be a different bond. It wasn't just an animal. He was someone who, in a silent way, would walk by his side in many good moments and especially in the most difficult ones. Dogs don't ask for much. An affection, a time together, a word spoken with affection. They do not demand perfection. They don't demand attention. They just love with what they have, just the way they are, and they teach us to do the same. We are taught that being together is more important than any explanation. They don't want to know how your day went, or if you were able to accomplish everything you planned. They don't care about your failures, your mistakes, or your silence. For them, his presence is enough. The mere fact that you are there is already a reason for happiness. And it teaches us that perhaps true love is more about presence than words. More about being on the side, even without understanding everything, than trying to fix the other. They show us that to love is to accept whole, just the way the other is. And with this simplicity, they bring out the best in us. The patience that we didn't know we had, the care that grows effortlessly, the ability to see value in small gestures. They teach us to slow down, to live in the now, to listen with the heart. And without saying a word, they show us that love doesn't need to be explained. It just needs to be felt. And being by the side of those we love, even in silence, is already a complete way of saying, I'm here for you. Over time, we realize how they accompany our phases. They are there when you get home from work, when you feel lost, when you celebrate an achievement. They become part of the routine, but should never be seen as part of the furniture, because every moment they offer is made of delivery. They give themselves entirely, and they ask for so little in return. Maybe you've never stopped to think about how much he saved you. In those days when no one noticed his pain, he noticed. When you cried silently, he approached without making a sound. He had no solutions, but he had presence, and sometimes that's all we need. Someone who stays even when we don't have the strength to speak. It's easy to get used to the constant love of a dog. Too easy. So easy that we forget that this love has a deadline, and that one day he will leave. But he will leave, leaving you with an invisible inheritance, a calmer way of loving, a truer way of living. Are you ready for that day? For the day when there will be no more noise from the collar in the morning? For the day when he will look at his favorite corner and see no one? No one is. But this question is not about pain. It's about presence. It's about how you choose to love now, because time doesn't warn us when it's running out. It just passes. And what today seems like routine, tomorrow may be nostalgia. Therefore, the invitation is simple, but profound. Live each moment with an open heart. Observe your dog more tenderly. Feel more than just see. Hug more than just walk past him. Love with intention, because the most special days are the ones we don't realize they are until they become memories. This reflection is not meant to sadden you, but to wake you up to the present. The gift of having by your side a being who loves you with his soul, without masks and without demands. The best way to prepare for absence, it is to intensely value presence. Love today as if it were the last day, not with fear, but with gratitude. Because it is this love lived in its entirety that, one day, will give you peace. The peace of knowing that you were everything he needed, and that he was everything you ever wanted. To love a dog is also to accept the pain of saying goodbye. Because the greater the love, the stronger the longing. But this longing doesn't have to be a burden. It can be gratitude, it can be light that warms the chest. It can be the reminder that one day you had a friend by your side who loved you like no one else, and that, in itself, is already eternal. Don't ignore the simple moments. Naps close to your feet, the silent looks, the way he lies close when you're silent. All of these are memories that will remain when he is no longer there. All of this is love being built without words, and this love, it's what will strengthen you later. There are those who say that they are just dogs, but those who truly love know. Only those who have never had it don't understand. They are friends, brothers, children, consolation. They are soul in the form of presence. And that's why their absence weighs so heavily. Because it was never just about company, it was about love. They age fast, and sometimes it hurts. Seeing the steps slowing down, the eyes more tired. But even so, they continue to smile with their eyes. They keep trying to keep up with you, because that's what love is all about. To continue, even when the body can't take it so much. And they love it to the end. Enjoy each level. From the puppy's clumsy jumps to the elderly man's calm steps. Each phase has its beauty. Each age has a lesson, and each stage is a preparation for what will come. Don't waste time, because what is routine today, tomorrow will be memory. The puppy that bites everything and runs aimlessly is learning to live. The adult who accompanies you at all times is celebrating life by your side. And the elderly dog, who walks slowly and sleeps more, is quietly saying, thank you for everything so far. Each phase carries a different kind of love, and all are equally valuable. Don't wait for time to pass to realize how special it was. Don't leave it to get emotional only later. In each phase, he is teaching you to love more deeply and so, be present. Smell him, the warmth of his body leaning against yours, the serene look of someone who trusts you. Photograph with your eyes and keep it in your heart. Enjoy the mornings when he wakes you up, the walks that always seem the same, the minutes of silence side by side. Because one day, all this will be a memory. And when that day comes, what will warm your chest the most will be knowing that you lived everything with truth, with presence, with love. No rush, no distraction, just with the whole heart. Be whole. Talk to him. Even if he doesn't understand your words, he understands your intent. Say you love it. Tell them you're grateful. Hold, be present. Because one day, all of this will be missed, and when he is gone, do not be ashamed of the longing. Cry, if you have to. Save the photos. Talk about it. Allow that love to live on in you. Because he didn't go away, he just shapeshifted, and he still loves you, wherever you are. Now, tell me, which phase of your dog most marked your heart? The one you remember fondly, with a smile on your face and a little teary eyes. Write your experience here in the comments. Let's transform this space into a place of true stories, full of affection and gratitude. And if you also feel this, love that doesn't need words to exist, right here. I love dogs. Let's spread this phrase as a collective hug of those who understand the value of a wagging tail and a healing look. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, so you don't miss any content made with love, made to touch the heart. And if you know someone who needs a word of hope, comfort, or just a good memory, shares that prayer. Because sometimes, all someone needs is to remember that they were once loved by a dog. And that, in itself, already transforms the day in life.